I'm here, Circum 23. You're joining me for Baby Bum 2, Chapter 2, Child's Play. Several days after your run-in with Clint's father, you and Clint head to Elijah's shop and flip through the racks upon racks of outfits. I can't believe your dad wants me over for a family dinner tonight. With how they've been ignoring me, I'm surprised he and my brothers are here, much less want to meet you. My father can be intimidating, not to mention that he holds a lot of sway in Gracetown. How much sway are we talking here? Enough where the blog incident this year could seem like a blip on the radar if he doesn't like you. No pressure at all. But my family can also make your Gracetown renovations with miles a breeze with the doors they can open. I know it's a uphill battle, but I'll be beside you the entire night. How are you feeling about him? Honestly, I've never been calmer. I'm gonna ace this. Families love me. Can't blame them, but I should still prep you before throwing you to the wolves. Again, you don't have to go. I know they're not your family. But they're our baby's family. I want our children to know your side just as well as mine. Besides, you're my friend, and I won't abandon you just because your dad's intimidating. In that case, let me help you make a good impression. Clint has important information to survive tonight's dinner. Listen carefully to glean information to impress his father and earn the following patch for your baby blanket. Good evening, sir. Tell me, how to address your father? His name's Jebediah, and I'd suggest going more formal until he says otherwise. Papa Covington it is. I thought that was my name. Not yet, it's not. Tell me how to behave at dinner. It should be a normal family dinner, just a tad fancier than usual. I'll be on my best behavior. Tell me how to impress your brothers. Well, you know they'll both be there tonight. I'm the eldest, then comes Gavin. He's just looking for a good time at a festival, or to be outdoors hiking with his dog, Zeus. Gavin, festivals, outdoors, Zeus. God, what about the youngest? And that'd be Joel. He's the family among us. His wife's name's Leia, and they've got 2 kids, Maddie and Mark. I didn't realize you were an uncle, Clint. I didn't get to see them often, but the real firecrackers. Clint glances a swatch, his eyes widen. I think that's all we have time for. We don't want to be late. I don't know how on earth I'm going to remember everything. I've got faith in you, Jen. More than anyone else. Honey, you're Jen Cassidy. If you could ace this with your eyes closed. Glance up to see Elijah hurrying your way, carrying a stunning crimson dress. But instead of just relying on good words alone, why not just, have a look worth 1,000 words? Run your fingers along the delicate lace and complimenting pearl necklace. You know how to pick 'em, Elijah. This is gorgeous. I know, but go ahead and try it on. I swear it'll hit you in all the right curves. Okay. Come out of the changing room and take in your appearance in the mirror. The dress contours your body, flattering your baby bump from all the angles. You look, heck, I don't think words can do it justice. I must look good even if it's left you speechless. Watch out, Covington clan, this mama's gonna blow your mind. There's not a chance they could disapprove now. That evening, you arrive at the Covington manor, and soon find yourself in the living room staring down Clint's dad and 2 brothers. Dad, everyone, I'd like you to officially meet Jen, my spiritual partner, baby mama. I mean, technically yes to the second, but she's a lot more than that. She's a welcome guest. You must excuse Gavin, Jen. I know I do. Joel, I was making a joke. Clint's father turns his gaze to you, his brow furrowed and skeptical. Well, the famed Miss Cassidy graces our presence at last. We've heard a lot about you. Just as I've heard a lot about y'all, it's nice to meet you. Papa Covington. But cocks a brow at you as Gavin burst out laughing. Papa Covington, that's a good one. I'll have to remember that. You will do no such thing, Miss Cassidy, is in the household. Guess you'd call me Mr. Covington. I see. Understand, sir. Sorry about that. Gavin glances at you, then elbows Clint playfully. You dressed impressed the family. I'm starting to see why you were drawn to her, Clint. Brains and beauty. Don't I know it. Not sure, why you decided to hide her away until now. Flatterers, all of you. Oh, what do you think, Dad? It's an acceptable look, elegant, classy. What more do you want me to say? Nothing, that's plenty. Anyways, Joel, how are the kids? It's been ages since I've seen them. They're good. And by that I mean, we still managed to keep them alive so far. I guess Clint and I can see how impossible that job is soon enough. It helps to have the right support system. I mean, I can imagine. Clint mentioned your family. Leia, Maddie, and Mark? Hopefully good things. Leia's been a saint watching the kids while I follow Dad around the country. Hopefully they're not giving her too much trouble. As much as you can expect. Maddie convinced Mark that his new shoes make him faster, so he's running everywhere. I gotta say, I'm surprised you know their names. It would seem you've clearly done your homework. Miss Cassidy, tell me more about yourself. My son has paid some... has said some, but I want to hear it from you. Well, I graduated with the MBA earlier this year. From Harvard, Stanford, Princeton? Tell me, not from Yale. Actually, she went to my alma mater. Awesome. So you run your own business like Clint? Actually, no. I moved here to live with my sister and work for the mayor. Mayor Dixon. You scored a job with him? Yes, but then circumstances caused me to lose the job. So you were fired. A Covington is never fired. No. I was forced to leave. But after I turned down working for Sweet Selma's Cookies, You're not helping your case, Miss Cassidy. Dad, let her speak. Thank you. As I was saying, I turned down that job when the opportunity arose for me to stay in Gracetown and return to working in Mayor Dixon's office. You'll graduate with an MBA, sleep with my son, get fired from your job, turn down a better job, end up in the same spot. Do I have that correct? You feel the pressure building and sweat forms on your brow, but you breathe a sigh of relief when Joffrey interrupts. Mr. Covington, Miss Cassidy, Mr. Covington, and Mr. Covington, your final guest for this evening. Your head snaps up, hardly believing who you see sashaying through the threshold. Oh, for the love of Christ. You. Mr. Covington, it's so great to see you in Gracetown again. You know better than calling me Mr. Covington, Cassandra. Your family. Jebediah immediately greets her with a warm embrace. Cassandra pulls back and smirks at you challengingly. Jen, a pleasure to see you as always. I hope you're getting to know dear Jebediah better. And you decided to dress up for it. How quaint. And you seem to have worn the same dress as we saw you in the last book, a year ago. I'm surprised. You don't have anywhere more interesting to be? No, that would insult them. They let you out of your cage. I suppose a fire-breathing dragon needs to be allowed to stretch her wings from time to time. She takes a step towards you, lowering her voice only you can hear. Careful, Jan, or else you might get burned tonight. Shall we head to dinner? I can smell the filet mignon from here. You and Cassandra hold each other's gaze for a moment longer before she turns on her heel towards the dining room. You hang back for a moment longer with Clint. She will not get to me tonight. I will not let her ruin this dinner. Focus on my dad and my brothers. I'll handle Cassandra. Not long after, you're sprawled out around the dining room table, enjoying a steak dinner set in front of you. I forget how much I missed your cooking, Joffrey. I dreamt of it while on the road. You made this? This is the best filet I've ever had. Thank you, ma'am. I try to make Mr. Covington's favorite when he's in town. You know, Miss Cassidy, I'd love to hear how you and my son met, if you'd indulge an old man. Glenn and I met... and my college graduation. As I said earlier, I recently graduated with my MBA. Clint was our keynote speaker, and we got to talking. A respectable meeting, none of that cinder stuff or whatever they're calling it these days. At least my son went for brains. She's the real deal, Dad. Believe me. I remember when I met the Covingtons all those years ago. We were at the country club after y'all moved to Gracetown. As I recall, the four of you ran off to play tag almost immediately. Wasn't it raining that day, too? It was April. May 28th, Memorial Day weekend. Cassandra had a braid tied with a white ribbon and wearing a red dress covered in purple flowers. Yes, that's quite the memory, Gavin. How do you remember all that? I barely know when we moved. I've just, been blessed with a good memory, I guess. Probably photographic memory. Gavin looks down sheepishly at his plate, muttering under his breath. You know, you haven't said much about the family business, Gav. Dad teaching you the ropes? What do you care? It's not like you're helping. At least I've got the real best friend to keep me sane. Gavin whistles, and almost immediately a large greyhound comes bounding into the dining room. He comes to sit next to you, wagging his tail. No, is this... Shit. There's the one thing I actually did forget. I don't fucking know, man. Listen, I called it Goober. Goober? That ain't my dog's name. This is Zeus. Okay, there we go. I forgot. Oops, that's right. Clint told me that earlier. Seems you did not think to commit it to memory. Listen, I committed everything else to memory. You can kiss my... After the final course is served, Joffrey comes out with a dessert tray. He goes to Jebediah, who shakes his head. Oh, we let our guest have the honor of first pick, Miss Cassidy. Go ahead and make your choice. Sure. Let's see what we have here. Messy fondue, a steaming baklava, a shining apple, fancy macaroons. Yeah, we'll do fancy macaroons. Place a tray of macaroons in front of you, and eat one after another, savoring each flavor in your mouth. This one's pistachio. This one's chocolate. Oh, caramel macchiato. Glad to see you have a sophisticated palate. Then you'll have the hot jalapeno baklava for me. Interesting taste. At the last dish is cleared, Jebediah stands, and the rest of you follow suit. Well, that was a pleasant dinner. Jen and I should be going. Don't tell me the evening's over already. We haven't even played a round at Covington Castle. I'm not sure that's an excellent idea, Cassandra. The entire family could play. Perhaps we should see how well Miss Cassidy fares. That is, if she's willing to brave it. Yeah, I'll play. As everyone starts towards the games parlor, you pull Clint aside. Clint, what did I just agree to? I'm so sorry. I didn't think I had to warn you about this. Cassandra's the only outsider who's ever played it before. So what, your dad's trying to test me or something? How am I supposed to win if I don't even know what the Covington Castle is? You just have to think like a Covington. In fact, we've got the same time before Joffrey finishes setting up the game map. I know just the place to get you in the right mindset. Let me show you where we invented Covington Castle. I've got some tricks to help you win, too. Oh yes, help me with the Covington Castle, yes. Teach me everything you know. That I can do if you'll follow me. Clint leads you through the halls of the manor, upstairs and down a hallway until you reach... quaint childhood bedroom, the kid's bedroom. Pick up a teddy bear on the bed and run your fingers over the soft, plush fur. My old bedroom, actually. Well, technically Gav and Joel's as well. Odd place to invent Covington Castle. Maybe not as much as if you knew what the game was about. Each player has an army at their disposal to conquer the Covington Manor from the intruders, aka the other players. On your turn, you'll have to chance to fortify your forces, to grow them slowly, or attack an enemy, which can gain you strength or lose it. The most important thing to know is that the board looks almost identical to the actual estate, so if you know the layout of the manor, then I'll know how to win. Clint, that's genius. It also means all passageways are fair game, including the secret ones. You mean... But to answer your question, Clint presses a wooden panel next to the fireplace. It swings open to reveal a hidden staircase descending to the first floor. I swear this place is magical. There are a bunch of these around the manor. I think they were built as escape routes in cases of fire. This one, however, leads to a kitchen. Thought it might come in handy for the game later. I bet you used to sneak up candy as kids. Yes, one advantage to this room is that your sweet tooth will never go unsatisfied. You peer down the long passageway and chuckle to yourself. I can't believe you all got to so much trouble for a game. You ever think it's a bit extreme? It's not just a game, but a way of life, and the result of one too many Monopoly boards flipped over. Your dad doesn't seem like the type that'd be too happy with that. He's a patient guy, but not that patient. Though during Covington Castle, he always bides his time in the gardens and grows a massive army as a result. Word of advice, never take him head on. To win, attack him from behind. Duly noted. What about the others? Cassandra is the complete opposite. She's aggressive, so giving her time isn't a good thing. The key to defeating her is either go for her army all at once or catch her off guard. Won't that weaken my army, though? Yes and no. Depends if you're able to take down everyone else first. Gavin is easy pickings. Just don't fall for his puppy dog eyes or Zeus's. Then Joel is as strong as my dad unless you get to him first. Doesn't explain your tricks. I was hoping you wouldn't notice that. That's not an answer. If I'm playing against you, I must know your secrets too. Look, the important thing is that my family likes you. If it makes sense to attack me, do that. You'll know when the time is right. You sigh, shaking your head. I guess that'll do, Clint.
Clint, the game's ready. Don't tell me you've gotten cold feet already.
We should go before they come searching for us. Thanks for your help, Clint. I hope I'll impress your family. For what it's worth, I think that's going all right so far. Just remember what I taught you and you'll be fine. Right, think like a Covington and remember all your secrets. You've got it. Shall we, then? You nod and follow Clint lead through the door, leaving his whole bedroom behind. You and Clint join his family and Cassandra in the games parlor. A board game fashioned like part of the Covington manor sprawled across the center surface.
Miss Cassidy, I'm sure you're wondering how to play Covington Castle by now. Allow us to explain.
No need, I know the rules. Covington Castle is just a map of the Covington Manor, but each person has an army to defend the manor and conquer everyone else. On your turn, you can fortify to grow your army slowly, or attack someone else and risk some of the forces.
Yes, that's right. When you teach her, Clint.
She's a natural. I explained it briefly just now, and she's got it down. You'd better watch out. It's pretty straightforward. The more armies you conquer, the bigger yours grows, until only one person is left.
You can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? Even though I'll admit that your knowledge of the game is quite impressive.
Enough with the details. Let's play already. Careful. You don't want to rush to your defeat, Gavin. We'll see if you just be so confident once the pieces are down. You quickly peek at the board, but Jebediah claims your attention.
Choose carefully. Your starting position determines your initial army size.
Return your attention to the game board, taking in the outline of each room and territory. Where to set my army? Oh, we get to pick. Hold on, I need to look at this for a minute. Okay, so remember, he's going to be in the gardens, right? Jebediah likes being in the gardens. So he likes to sit in the middle. I'm guessing 2, and 2, and then Cassandra is one of them. Alright. I think I'll start in the dining room. Place your army figures in the dining room. Clint nods approval beside you. Good choice. You'll begin with a large army. Jebediah places his first army in the exterior of the house, and just like that, the game begins. One by one, everyone takes a turn to place their armies around the house. The kitchen is mine. I think Zeus could use a snack. You just had to climb that side of the foyer, Cassandra. I can't get by. It won't matter in a few turns, Joel. Or did you forget last time? Cassandra's army weakens Joel's army, while Clint's larger forces fortify in the living room. In the dining room with a medium-sized army compared to everyone else, should I attack or fortify? I will attack Joel's army in the foyer. Joel, let's dance. March your forces to the foyer and attack Joel's. And after a few decisive dice rolls, your much larger army defeats Joel's weakened one. No, this can't be happening. I think I'll just take this to bolster my forces. You're welcome for weakening him for you. Next up, Cassandra's forces move to tangle with Clint's and win. Clint retreats his weakened forces across the house in response. Good move, Cassandra. As if I'd do anything less. Joel sits back watching everyone else take their turns. Jebediah stays in the garden while Gavin fools around in the kitchen. Soon it's your turn again. A quick glance at the board indicates you can reach Clint's medium-sized army, the foyer, or Cassandra's much larger on the staircase. I have a large army right now. Should I fortify or attack? Fortify. I'll just defend this round. As for me, I think I'll move this army to the fountain. This one would defend the east garden, not fortify here. On her turn, Cassandra smirks and splits her army in two. Half of it attacks Clint's, defeating him easily. Shoot, I thought my army could defend that. She then sets her sights on Gavin's army. He's no match for her massive army. Even split, she quickly defeats most of his remaining forces. Wow, that's quite a sizable army. Ask, please, no. Have mercy. Sorry, but a pretty face ain't gonna cut it. She rolls her final attack, but misses. Gavin takes the opportunity to retreat what's left of his forces into your territory. Colony, lucky, good looks. Gavin, you're in the middle of Jen's territory. Don't know how you'll escape. This is what you get for basing your movements on Zeus's barks. Jen, listen. We haven't known each other long, but you can't eliminate me just yet. You can have whatever you want. Alliance, truce, hell, I'll even let you pet Zeus. Intriguing offer, but don't worry, Gavin. I'll make it quick. I'm sorry, Gavin, but I have no choice. I understand. Just get it over with. Attack his final army and swiftly eliminate him.
A smart play, Miss Cassidy. Granting his request would have only prolonged the inevitable.
Cassandra looks over the game board, then strategically moves to completely surround your forces upstairs. I don't think I'll attack this turn. Just fortify.
The world is watching, Miss Cassidy. What will you do?
You observe the board. Every possible move you make leads you to Cassandra. The only places unoccupied are the upstairs bedroom and the library, where your army defends. I can't reach Jebediah, and I can fortify. Cassandra will win. Their forces are huge. I have to weaken them somehow. I could attack her head-on with my largest army, or pick her off slowly from the rear. Wait, my largest force is in Clint's childhood room. I could use a secret passageway and surprise attack her. You didn't account for my surprise trick. Surprise trick. I'll press the secret panel to move my army down to the kitchen. You move the army in the bedroom through the secret passage Clint showed you earlier and attack Cassandra's smaller army. You can't do that. That's not a thing. But it is. I can show you myself if you don't believe me.
She's right. There is a secret passage there. Will allow you the use.
Clint showed you all the tricks. Now you're thinking like one of us.
I almost forgot that was there. I remember using it when we were kids.
If I recall, you got stuck in there at one point, Joel.
I played the fifth.
The brothers laugh as you continue attacking Cassandra's forces from the rear. Capturing them with ease, you sweep through the house until finally, it seems I've lost. Good game. I suppose that only leaves me. You observe the board trying to think of a strategy to defeat his large army sprawled out around the gardens. I only see a handful of options here. I can try to goad him into attacking me inside, or split his forces and attack him directly. Or maybe I'll let him win, so he'll respect me more. Jebediah? You play too safe of a game.
I beg your pardon?
You stay away from the action until ever the very end. It feels pretty cowardly to me.
Let's see if you can back up that confidence with your army.
Fortify your army, says Jebediah, charging inside towards you, giving you the upper hand. With each swipe at your army, you defeat him little by little. And you were worried my ego was too big for my britches.
It seems I've made a miscalculation. Whoa, I haven't seen this close of a match since the first time Cassandra played.
One of us. Don't even start with that. Jebediah tries to retreat, but can't evade the speed of your forces. You battle and defeat his final army. That's the last one.
It seems I've been defeated. You win.
Yes! Yes! Call me queen of the castle from here on out.
I expected a great many things from you, Miss Cassidy, but I can't say that was one of them.
I hope that's a good thing, Dan.
I would say so. I'm not easily defeated. Miss Cassidy showed some impressive tactics today.
Impressive? She completely dominated!
Maybe we need to play more often.
Perhaps the next family dinner? Everyone relaxes in their chairs as Joffrey cleans up the board. Jebediah catches your eye and nods towards the nearby office.
Miss Cassidy, a word?
Of course, not a problem at all. Jebediah starts towards the study, with you right behind him. You glance back to Clint, who smiles and gives you a thumbs up before you disappear into the office. Jebediah shuts the door behind you and motions for you to sit in a plush chair by the fireplace.
I was hoping to catch a moment with you tonight. I've been watching you and Clint this evening.
He's been a perfect gentleman since we met.
I hope so. I raised him as such, though I was caught off guard when he told me he'd be a father. To be frank, I thought Cassandra would be the woman involved, but even I know that ship has long since sailed.
If you ask Clint, I don't think the ship ever existed.
Then there's you.
Jebediah takes a long sip of his whiskey as he looks you over.
I must say you far surpassed my expectations tonight. You're more intelligent and cunning than I anticipated.
Thank you, Mr. Covington. You don't know how much that means to hear. Run your hands over your stomach, assuringly, feeling a small kick beneath. Looks like we're in for, with your grandpa, little one. Just wait until I tell your dad. You've collected 2 out of 14.
Perhaps in another life, you and Clint would have been the perfect for each other.
Mr. Covington? I couldn't agree more. I think we're getting off to a good start this evening.
I agree wholeheartedly, which makes this only harder to discuss.
Excuse me?
It's clear that you and Clint have grown close, but if you want what's best for him, you leave town and raise your babies alone. Or with Mayor Dixon, I'm not particular as to specifics of that.
My ears must need cleaning. Did you just say you want me to skip town?
I did. Clint won't be involved with these kids. I would not allow the scandal of bastard children from a woman of lesser means to taint the Covington name.
Lesser means? I hope this is some big joke.
I assure you I'm quite serious. Mark my words, when these babies are born, they will not be a part of any family of mine.
Rage inside you builds to a boil at his words, pounding to get out. You think of all the work you've done so your babies will know their family and lose it. You stand and look Jebediah square in the eye. Listen here, Jebediah. Here's your chance to give Jebediah a piece of your mind and tell him how you really feel. Tell him everything that's on your mind. You take in a deep breath and then let everything out, flying non-stop. How dare you? I thought you were a better person than this. Clint looks up to you, he respects you, and he's going to be heartbroken when he learns that what you've done, what you've asked me to do to him.
He wouldn't if he saw my perspective. You can't deny the fact that these babies, yours, are about to have ruined the Covington name.
How can you think like that? This isn't the 50s anymore. We are in the 21st century. Get with the program. But no, instead you've decided to not only insult me, but my unborn children as well? Who even does that? Oh, wait, you do. That's because you're a sexist. Boomer. Yeah, I'm going with it. Why not? Who can rot in hell for all I care.
Excuse me? You're excused.
Forgive me, did I stutter? Maybe it's because I'm from such lesser means. You have disrespected me to the core. And you know what? I don't care what happens to you anymore. I am above you.
Never have I been so insulted thoroughly.
You haven't? Good. I was worried that it wouldn't be thorough enough for your liking.
With each new word you uttered, Jebediah's fist tightened, his jaw clenched. You could swear smoke would be coming out of his ears if it could.
Now read my lips. You can try and get me to leave Graystown, but this is my home. My sister lives here, my friends live here, Clint lives here. So damn it, my children will be raised here, and no one, not even you, will change my mind.
Jebediah, half speechless, in his spalled across the room. You start to leave, but pause by the door.
And one last thing. Clint will be a better father than you. Remember that the next time you decide to insult me.
Without waiting for a response, you slam the door on your way out.
You think he'd ask me to leave Graystown? It's ridiculous.
You take a moment to compose yourself and then rejoin the Covington brothers and Cassandra.
Zeus grabbed the sprinkler head and got Joel's kids soaked.
Mark was pleased with the mud. Manny was not.
Hey, Jen, care to join? We were just catching up on swapping some stories. Actually, I think I should go.
Clint looks to you quizzically and then nods and walks you towards the front door.
What's wrong, Jen? I know my dad's a bit rough, but I really think he's taking a shine to you. I thought so too, until he told me to leave Graystown and you.
He did what?
I also might have called him a sexist boomer who can rot in hell for all I care.
Rightfully so. Give me a second. Clint turns on his heel and catches his dad just as he's leaving his study. Dad, did you seriously tell Jim to leave Graystown? Me and everything? I'd hope this matter could be kept between the two of us, Miss Cassidy.
Clint is as much a part of this as I am.
There's no use denying it. I meant what I said. Especially with the Covington name in your future, Clint. If some nobody didn't cause a scandal with your bastard children. That nobody is one of the greatest women I've ever met. And those bastard children are my kids. I love them wholeheartedly, and I think you would do too, since they're your grandkids. Come to your senses, Clint. Don't throw your life or the Covington name away for this girl. Because until you come to your senses, you are banned from the Covington manor.
Fine.
I wouldn't want to live under the same roof as someone who treated Jen with such disrespect anyways.
Clint's brothers and Cassandra look on, dumbfounded, as you grab your things and leave the manor with Clint. As you head to the car, Clint takes a longing look at the manor and sighs deeply.
Oh, I wish it didn't come to this.
Clint, you don't have to do this.
But I did. My dad's behavior was unacceptable, and I couldn't stand by and watch that. Not again.
I'm still sorry it cost you Covington Manor.
It'll be fine. I'll be fine. I've still got my lake house and my furniture company.
Joffrey steps out of the house to join you by the town car, noticeably holding back a tear. I'm so sorry, sir, but this is the last ride I can give you. Mr. Covington said.
I understand. I would never ask you to choose.
I'll miss your rides and your cooking, Joffrey. Maybe we'll see you around Graystown.
I hope so, Miss Cassidy.
I truly do. You and Clint slide in the back, and Joffrey drops you off in Miles' house one final time.
I doubt it'll be a final time. Sure, we'll see him in the future.
Later, you and Miles are curling up on the couch watching television, while you tell him about the dinner party and listen to Boone snoring on the floor beside you.
Damn, at least Clint's got his lake house.
Now, I don't know about you, but after everything today, I'm seriously craving chocolate cake right now. I probably have a box mix in the kitchen. I'll whip it right up. Just then, a familiar voice comes blaring out of the television.
Howdy, yo, I'm Craig Finch. Greystone has been my home for years, but recently it's been changing. New businesses are flourishing and tourism's at an all-time high, but that might soon come to an end. Mayor Dixon cares more about the stealing the spotlight than helping the community.
What is this garbage?
I don't know. Don't feel good, though. That mean mayor only cares about spewing hatred. Just listen to what the man himself and his friends said when I tried to talk sense into them.
On screen, you see footage from your reveal party, stitched together seamlessly.
Small business owners are the backbone of small-town America.
It doesn't mean you're welcome here. Watch it, D-bag. You've never cared about people in your life.
See what I mean? Such a pity. But I want to keep making Greystone great, which is why I've decided to run for mayor in the upcoming election.
He's what?
Just look around at all the refurbished buildings I've helped. A restaurant, a dance hall, a bakery. I suppose there'll be more of that when I'm mayor. Just listen to these rave reviews.
I was really happy with all the changes. It turned out beautiful. That's true. Positively should have no boundaries. What? Wow, talk about out of context. How can he take credit for all the stuff we rebuilt and twist our own words to sound like we support him?
He's a coward, that's how. So when you vote in a few months, remember a vote for me is a vote for Greystone.
We've got work to do. He can't become mayor, not if I have anything to say about it. Uh-oh! We're in trouble. Craig's running for mayor. Does Miles stand a chance against him? Find out in the next chapter of Baby Bump. So, without further ado, if you did enjoy the video, please remember to like and share it. Make sure that you're also subscribed if you want to see more content. And ding that bell to receive notifications of when content is uploaded. And, hey, feel free to let me know in the comment section below what you feel, how you're doing. Hopefully you all, those of you that celebrated, had a happy Thanksgiving. How was your, Friday doing? Did you go and buy anything? Did you do anything? Or were you one of those hopefully smart people that stayed at home or did work? So, thanks again for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.